China has been actively increasing their influence operations in Taiwan since October of last year. The elections that just happened in Taiwan in January were a clear demonstration of how much mainland China has already influenced Taiwan. Taiwan is basically a democracy. It has a president. It has a Congress, kind of like the United States. The president is anti-China. The Congress is pro-Chinese unification. So you can already see that just like the United States is divided between the president and the Congress, the same thing has happened now in Taiwan. And a big part of that is because China is so actively involved in influencing Taiwan, but that's not the kind of thing that makes American headlines. So instead, Americans are still worried about how many rockets came in from Hamas and how many shells does Ukraine need to keep bombing Russia.
If World War III would have happened, what would it look like? Would it look like World War II?
So it's funny, people ask me this question relatively frequently, and it's always surprising to me that people assume World War III hasn't already started. I would actually make the argument World War III has already started. We're in the middle of World War III right now. It's just that World War III looks nothing like World War II. World War II was about the Axis powers and the Allied powers fighting against each other in these giant unified military conglomerates, right? So it was the UK and the Australians and the Americans and the French all fighting against to push, Russia out of, to push the Nazis out of Poland. It was a threat of nuclear weapons. It was drills. It was bombing raids. That was World War II. Well, think about what World War I looked like compared to World War II. World War I looked completely different. It was trenches and gas warfare and hot air balloons instead of bombing raids. Well, World War I and World War II were less than 50 years apart. So why do we think that World War III and World War II would look anything like each other? It's already been more than 50 years since that war ended, right? So when you look into what's actually happening around the world in terms of military doctrine, strategic development, technological evolution since World War II, all the evidence points to the fact that World War III would be a war of what's called proxy conflict or proxy wars.